There's many types of freedom that are under threat today, right? The tools and the apps that we use, they're being basically run by like bigger and bigger tech companies. They're being influenced by governments. There's censorship issues. There's data privacy issues. And we've seen the rise of things like Signal and WhatsApp with encrypted messages that 10 years ago, that was considered like, oh, if you were using encrypted messaging, you were a terrorist or something. Now it's like the norm and it's the expectation. People don't want to have their stuff floating all over the world in plain text. And you could imagine all the layers of the stack from the browser to where you store your data like Google Drive and Dropbox. There should probably be a decentralized private version of that using, Filecoin or whatever. You could imagine internet service providers. Like we're seeing more decentralization of that, I think, with things like Starlink and whatnot. Even computer like the operating systems, mobile and desktop, and increasingly VR, AR, and the hardware itself. These are all things which they can have pressure points where bad actors can basically inject themselves in there. And so how can we kind of decentralize and increase freedom across all these dimensions, the freedom stack, if you will? Look, we're not changing the mission anytime soon, but that's one thing I've thought about over time is Coinbase is starting with financial services, arguably one of the most important, if not the most foundation of freedom. Like if you can't store your own wealth in a way that it can't be taken from you, then you probably don't have freedom in any other thing. But if you have that, then how do we add in other layers of freedom around, speech and other things?